DOT is going to move forward and rehabilitate the bridge to last for the next 30 to 50 years.
I think if they're careful and they maintain it, it should last for at least another 100 years, if not more.
What they don't have in place is funding for the cantilever walkway, and that's why we're applying for this BUILD grant.
This is one of the few areas in the state that spans the Connecticut River, and there are not a lot of locations where people can cross the river by foot or by bike. So both the towns of Haddam and East Haddam have recently updated their plan of conservation and development. And this is a key part of planning for the future. It lays out our 10-year plan for infrastructure, road networks, pedestrian feasibility, and our goals for the next 10 years. And both plans really call for and highlight this as a gap in our pedestrian connectivity. So as part of that, we're looking to create this walkway across the bridge.
It's important to us because on both sides of the river, we're rural communities, and we do not have a large tax base for commercial industrial development. We're going to be in the future dependent on tourism as a base and of economic development.
And the bridge is part of that. With a regular bridge, there goes part of the curiosity of what's a swing bridge.
There's so very few of these swing bridges around. People come to this area just to see the swing bridge and to say they went across it.
Some of the reasons that they come here from everywhere, from Pennsylvania, just to look at that bridge. And people can't believe how it still works after 105 years.
It's a historic structure. It works. It needs a little repair, but it's the traffic counts are about 10,000, 11,000 per day. So from that point, we could create a lot more economic benefit by having that thing open to make people be able to sit at a base and go to both sides and use the entire scope of both villages.
The addition to a sidewalk is crucial to connecting several points of interest between Haddam and East Haddam and the region in general. We have a number of locations, a marina, the RiverQuest ship here. We have people disembarking a train and people flying into our Goodspeed Airport. So this will connect a number of area attractions, and it's crucial to supporting our mutual aid with East Haddam, our emergency services, and keeping our municity as a whole.
We have so much synergy in that section that could be expanded. And what happens is everybody who uses either side of it uses it for a 3 to 4 hour excursion. If you could cross, just walk 1,500 feet, you could make it a day of it. You could get dropped off by the train, go to the show, go to dinner, take a hike, up into the hillside, look at Nathan Hale Schoolhouse, and vice versa. If you go to dinner, you could, do the reverse.
On the Haddam side of the river, we have over 20 to 30,000 people just on the boats come by to visit. We have a train station that probably produces that many visitors also.
Well, we probably bring 10 to 12, 15,000 people a year into this building at the River House for weddings and for events that typically don't live in the area or visit this area. So the opportunity for them to do things before and after our events is significant, not only for us, but for the other businesses in town, up Bridge Road, across to East Haddam, so they can visit those businesses as well.
On the East Haddam side, we have the Goodspeed Opera House. They have 100,000 visitors just for the Goodspeed Opera House itself. They are restricted from crossing that bridge.
The lanes are not large enough to allow for cars passing as well as pedestrians or cyclists. So the addition of this sidewalk would be critical in safe passing across the river.
We're talking about a 1914 structure. We're talking about a structure when, horse and buggy was the main mode of transportation. Cars just started. And back then you could coexist. You could walk back and forth with the horse and buggies and the few vehicles that were doing it. Now it's, we're looking at 10 to 11,000 vehicles per day.
Sometimes we'll have 2 tractor trailers trying to get over a bridge at the same time. and somebody walking at the same time. And it's really dangerous. We've seen a lot of near misses, and it's just a matter of time before someone gets squashed up there.
I once tried to, in my younger time, tried to walk across there, and it was stupid. You can't get across without taking your life in your hands because it's a very narrow section of road, and like most places where you have a snow shelf or some alleviation, you're pinned against the rails.
So in addition to the side of a sidewalk on the side of the bridge, as long as it's done to kind of match the look of the bridge, I think it would be a really good addition for mostly safety.
If we can get things going, if we can create a little bit more energy, if we can make the area more viable, we can increase ridership, we can increase participation, obviously we increase some employment.
It definitely is a part of this area and should continue to be a part of the area.
Fixing it will work, but it needs to be fixed with a walkway. It needs to allow pedestrians and bicyclists to go across back and forth.
I think it's just a work of art, and it's a particularly beautiful bridge. It's extremely old. It's over 100 years old now. It celebrated its 100th anniversary in 2013. And I think it's special because it's lasted so long. I think the setting of it is extremely beautiful. And it always has a place in my heart, so that's why I think it's special.